Welcome everyone, we're back here at Everybody Struggles. I have a special guest. This is my friend Heather Danielle.
Hello, Aaron Leon.
Oh my God. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me. The crazy thing is we've known each other for about 16, 17 years. And the beautiful thing is we're filming and you know my hair is looking real nice right now because it's because of her, which I appreciate.
I appreciate the support.
Yeah, so you know Heather does hair, she does makeup, she sells makeup, and she actually has this lovely product right here.
Thank you.
So I know a lot about you, the world doesn't, so tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are and where you're from, and what you're currently working on.
I am Penelope's daughter. I'm just a chick from Berkeley, from the Bay Area. Born in Oakland, raised in Berkeley, went to all Berkeley schools up until my senior year of high school. And yeah, I had a pretty good childhood, I have to say. Like growing up in the Bay for me was dope. It was a good experience.
Okay. So let us know a little bit of what you're working on right now and what you do for work, and you know.
So as you said before, I'm a hair and makeup artist. Let's see, November 2019, my business partner and I, we ventured out and we got a salon space. So we now have a salon, and it made it through COVID, thank God. Yes, I am now a salon owner. Beautiful. And I am launching my face shield and cosmetic line soon. So this is for you. I brought you one.
Oh, I got me some new gear.
Yeah, I brought one for you. So,
thank you.
But yeah, so I'm working on my website. It's going to be launching in a couple of days, and my cosmetic line. So yeah, some exciting things happening.
Somebody is busy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the next question I wanted to ask you was, how was it growing up in the Bay, growing up in Berkeley?
It felt free. Like growing up in Berkeley, like I think when you grow up in the Bay Area, you don't realize how fortunate you are to have the experiences you have.
Ain't lying.
You know, some of my friends, when I talk about my experiences, they're like, where did you go to school? Like, where did you live? It was fun because, like, on my block, you knew all the neighbors. You know, you played with the kids around the corner, across the street from you. You know, they'd knock on the door like, hey, can Heather come outside and play? We go ride bikes. I lived across the street from my school, Franklin. It was Franklin, and then it turned into Craigmont.
Yep.
And yeah, so I lived across the street from my school, and I had lots of friends. My mom was pretty strict, but you know, I see now for good reason.
Right.
But I had a lot of fun growing up as a kid. I had a lot of friends, and yeah, I was always surrounded by love. So yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love to hear that. So the next question I wanted to ask you is, now we're going to dig a little deeper. What's the hardest thing you've ever had to deal with?
I would say the hardest thing to date has been losing my grandmother and my father within a 2-month span. So let's see, I moved here in October 2015, and by December 2015, they had both been diagnosed with chronic illnesses. And in March 2016, my grandmother had passed away from cancer. And then in May 2016, my dad passed away as well.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So yeah, it was right at the beginning of my transition, you know, trying to find my footing in a new place. And yeah, came out here broke.
Shit, I think we all did.
You know, so just basically it, and I think the hardest part about losing them was that at the time I didn't really have the space to even process what was happening, because I was in grind mode. And so it was like, it's like, okay, you're sad, you're hurting, you're in pain, but you got to keep going. You got to, you know, I still have to go to work. You know, I was catching the bus to work. I was renting my friend's couch, you know.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I was like I said, I was finding my footing, and so I didn't really have like the space or the privacy to be able to deal with it in a way, and I think I'm just now getting to the point where I'm able to kind of start dealing with it, you know.
So speaking on that, what did you do to get to where you are now, as far as like, I wouldn't say overcoming, but kind of learning to live with it?
If anything, I can say, growing up, my mom, with my background, like I was given tools to cope, to learn how to cope, like definitely prayed, and just knowing that the space you're in, it's not always going to feel like this. It's not always going to look like this.
Right.
And, just, not wanting to be stuck. So it was good that I had work, like work really did help me get through it. I had thank goodness I had a village of friends out here that were, already making their way. And so it made my transition easier. It was still hard, but it did soften the blow. So I had some support out here.
So we're jumping into the next question. We're going to dig a little deeper. What are some of the life struggles that you had, in your life?
So on a personal level, I would say I've oftentimes struggled with my confidence, and just feeling like, am I good enough, as a hairstylist, just as a person. I would say that's something that I've always struggled with. And on a professional level, just, having the finances to be the boss that I'm trying to be, you know what I mean? Like,
To be able to do what you want to do.
Yeah, to be able to do what I need to do with my business. So, yeah.
Okay. So what did you do to, of course, get more money, and then also to boost that confidence that you were, looking for?
Honestly, you have to start really. You have to kind of work backwards and figure out, like, well, where did this even start? What were the things that you felt were missing?
Right.
And just work from there. And it's it's something that you constantly have to work at. And so, I would just figuring out, like, what was the root of it in the first place, and then just fighting to not have those thoughts, like continuing to surround yourself with positive people, and reading and listening to positive information. It's crazy, the energy that you have around you really affects your everyday life.
Right.
And so surrounding myself by positivity and starting to do the work to figure out where the root of the issue is from anyway.
Nice. I love that. So now we're going to ask, the next question is, what are some of the daily struggles you have that are holding you back from your fullest potential?
Well, I'm at the point in my business now where I am like, okay, I need to start delegating things, because while I have a few things going on and they're in the same direction, like the cosmetic line, and then being working in the salon on a daily basis, although they're in the same industry, they're two very conflicting things in terms of time.
Right.
Working in your business and on it are two very different things. So it's like trying to balance time and figure and get the assistance that I need in order to prioritize everything.
So what did you do to actually overcome that situation?
Well, I'm actually working on it now, because the cosmetic line is so new. It's such a new venture for me. And it's something that I actually was supposed to do years ago.
Right.
And so, you know, COVID had its pros, you know, it allowed me to really think about what I wanted to do in the future. And it gave me the time, because prior to COVID, I was working 2 jobs and running the salon.
Ooh, I remember that.
Yeah, so I was working 6, sometimes 7 days a week, 10 to 12-hour days, you know, driving all across LA. So I didn't have the time to think about it. And so, or to even do the self-care that I needed, you know. So COVID gave me the time to sit back and prioritize things. And not, you know, I have a business consultant. And so that has been,
nice.
You know, having them as a part of my team, so to speak, has been really helpful in, you know, knowing what my next steps are and prioritizing my businesses accordingly.
Well, yeah, because basically now you have somebody that's going to be your accountability partner.
Exactly.
They'll make you do what you need to do.
Exactly. And I needed that structure, because, you know, a hairstylist, we tend to not have the same amount of structure as, you know, someone that may have come from a corporate background or something like that. So to have that balance and to have that structure and discipline, it's definitely been helpful in implementing it into my business.
I love it. Well, yeah, so going through, you know, from, you know, moving to the Bay, transitioning to LA, dealing with the finances and confidence and all that other stuff, how's your outlook on life, because you've been through all the things you've been through?
My outlook on life is basically, like I said before, you're not going to always be in the space you're in. You know, anything can change, and it could take a turn for the better or the worse, but focus on what you can control.
Right.
And literally let the rest flow.
Right.
You know? So just don't force nature, you know? Just let it happen, you know? So yeah, just learning to control what you can control, and don't stress over the things that are out of it.
Right. Other people.
Heather
only has Heather, Aaron only has Aaron.
I can only control how I think and how I feel and
it's
what I do.
hard.
Yeah, it is. It's not easy. Like, it's not easy. It takes, you know, conscientious effort to do so. So, you know, I'm still learning.
But you're doing it though, so
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part right now.
Yeah.
So my next question is, what's your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal in life, is to design my life the way I want it to be, and to be happy, and to help my tribe, my village, achieve that as well.
Thank you. Well, you have, for me.
Thank you.
You got the hair looking good.
Thank you. And I really appreciate your support. Like, you've always been very supportive of me and my endeavors, and you've always been positive. And I appreciate you for getting me working out through COVID. That was like definitely a big stress relief, you know. So yeah, I appreciate you for being there, and I'm very proud of the work that you're doing now.
Thank you.
I've seen the growth.
Hey, you know, I still got a long way to go.
Man,
but
we all do. But yeah, you definitely, you've come a long way.
Oh man, I can't believe it. I'm an adult now. I'm a man. It's funny to say stuff like that. But my last and final question is, if you were to give someone advice that looks like you or that has experienced some of the things that you've experienced, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, always take time out for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. Whether that's journaling, whether it's praying, meditating, take time out for yourself, so that you can block out the noise, you know, and sometimes sit still so that you aren't making any irrational decisions, any hasty decisions. And man, keep a positive tribe around you, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta cut people out.
Yeah. Sometimes it's us.
Right.
You know, sometimes we have to check our own thoughts and our own feelings. So yeah, just keep the energy around you positive, and take time out for yourself.
I love it. Thanks for sitting down and talking with me. I really appreciate your positive energy.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Please follow Heather on social media, websites, all that stuff.
Yeah, my Instagram is franklybeautiful_, and my website is franklybeautiful.me, M-E. So yeah, I brought you a face shield that you'll be able to get on my website, www.franklybeautiful.me. So you'll be cute and covered. Here, go ahead and open it.
Oh, I get to be cute.
So this is the gradient shield. It's gray and teal. And see, it even fits over your glasses.
I'm protected. Thank you.
You are.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. If you guys have any questions, leave comments down below. Follow us on Instagram, social media for any updates.
I just want you to know